Pantelisa Atlantic crossing day 2. Herbert's on the helm. There's a good reason for doing that. There's 2 items on the boat that take a lot of power. One's the fridge and one's the autopilot. So if we're on the helm as much as possible, that's as good as earning money, because we're not using any diesel charging the batteries. Yesterday's video was a bit brief, so this one will be a bit of a catch-up. I'll go downstairs and check my list. Okay, yesterday's video was brief because we were keen to get off and catch the winds, and it was getting late in the afternoon as well. It's good to leave marinas in daylight and arrive in daylight as well. And since we're on a long trip, it doesn't really matter whether we leave in the morning or the afternoon. Our position currently is about 30 miles southeast of Gran Canaria, and we're heading southwest at about 6 knots. We've had good wind since leaving, and the forecast is good for the next, well, however many days the forecast is accurate for. You know, it's probably about 3 days, you know, something like that. Right, we didn't actually start in Lanzarote. I've only started this video because I've just learned to make videos since being on the voyage. I started from Fethiye in Turkey on October the 16th, so across the Mediterranean, and stopped in Sicily for a little bit, where there was a change of skipper and crew, and we carried on with Thomas and Julien, a French guy, and then Herbert joined us in Gibraltar later on. I might have mentioned a wind vane yesterday. Wind vane helps the boat steer to the wind using the autopilot rather than steering to a course and then ignoring where the wind's coming from. We had a problem with that, and we had trouble finding out where the problem was. We thought it might be the cable going down the mast. What it turned out was the faulty transducer on the top of the mast and the actual instrument itself that sends the signal, and also the control box at the bottom. So there's 2 problems, and we didn't know what might have caused that. But in Sicily we got caught in a severe thunderstorm with lots of lightning, and the Marine engineer said, "Have you been near any lightning storms?" And then that's when it clicked. You know, we were in a really bad one. And what it was, the electromagnetism from the lightning strike, that probably the one nearest to us, or you know, many that landed nearest to us, put surges through the circuits and burnt out the chips. So had those replaced. We didn't have to order anything, so we didn't have to hang around too long. If we had to waited a number of days there, we would have gone without it. So we would have been on the helm a lot more, you know, checking the wind against the course that we're steering. Yeah, so that brings us pretty much up to date. The boat had loads of faults to start with, small ones, you know, like leaking hatches, and there's water coming through one of the panels in the ceiling between the forward berths and the saloon. They were small things, but really annoying. Tracked those down, sorted them out. Yeah, just try and think of what the problem was. So it's just loads of little things. Broken parts of where the sail meets the mast. We have the head sail strengthened for the crossing, you know, just sort of belt and braces. So yeah, that's caught us up. Day 1 and 2 done. Maybe think up some useful tips for hitchers and things wanting to cross the Atlantic. Herbert was a hitchhiker, but he joined the boat through a website, Crew Finders. But in La Linea there was quite a few hitchers there looking for lifts across the Atlantic or down to the Canaries or whatever. But most of them didn't know anything about sailing or not been on the sea at all. So we'll probably cover a few things about what you need to do as a newbie to boost your chances of getting on a boat, because there's a competition in the peak times and of getting a ride. Okay, till tomorrow.